She commanded 70,000 men and took on empires. But history erased her name. Imagine a woman who led an empire of pirates so powerful that even the might of the British Navy feared her. She was known to control the South China Sea with an iron grip, leading a fleet of more than 70,000 pirates who terrorized coastlines, destroyed entire fleets, and amassed treasure beyond imagination. And yet, she's barely a name in history books. Her legend is often forgotten, but today, we uncovered the story of the woman who ruled the seas. This is the incredible, untold story of Zheng Yi Sao, the pirate queen. Zheng Yi Sao, born in 1775, started out in a brothel in Guangzhou. It's hard to imagine that this woman, who was once a simple prostitute, would become one of the most feared pirates of all time. Her story began when she caught the eye of Zheng Yi, a notorious pirate leader, who took her as his wife. But Zheng Yi didn't just marry her, he made her his equal, and together they began building an unstoppable fleet. When her husband unexpectedly died in 1807, Zheng Yi Sao could have simply stepped aside. But instead, she took command. She didn't just inherit the fleet, she expanded it, cementing her power with smart alliances, brutal tactics, and a reputation that struck terror into her enemies. Under her rule, the Red Flag Fleet grew to over 1,500 ships, and Zheng Yi Sao became a name feared by the Chinese Empire, the Portuguese, and even the British. She was so powerful that the Qing dynasty, China's ruling empire, offered her a deal. If she surrendered, they would allow her to retire peacefully with her wealth. But instead of bowing to their offer, she made a bold demand. She wanted to keep her ships, her treasure, and her men, and they agreed. Her rule over the South China Sea wasn't just about piracy. Zheng Yi Sao had a code of conduct that was stricter than many kingdoms. No man could rape or pillage towns. Every pirate had to abide by a strict set of rules, and those who disobeyed were executed. Under her rule, the Red Flag Fleet became an organized, disciplined force, making her fleet far more dangerous than any disorganized band of criminals. Zheng Yi Sao didn't just attack the weak, she took on the mighty. In 1809, she launched an audacious raid on Macau, a Portuguese colony, capturing their fleet and forcing the Portuguese government to pay her a hefty ransom for their release. Her victories didn't stop there. She defeated the British Navy in multiple encounters, forcing them to retreat from the South China Sea, terrified of the pirate queen who was outsmarting them at every turn. Her reign was one of absolute power. Yet, despite her dominance, Zheng Yi Sao eventually retired in 1810 at the peak of her power. The truth is, she wasn't forced out. She simply decided to leave the seas behind. She married a wealthy man, lived a comfortable life, and died in her bed, leaving behind a legacy that would fade with time. But here's the twist: what really happened after Zheng Yi Sao's retirement? The pirate queen faded from history as mysteriously as she had appeared. Some say she died peacefully, but others believe she may have gone into hiding, pulling the strings behind the scenes of her former empire. Could she have had a hand in the next generation of pirates who took control after her? Or was her exit from the South China Sea a calculated move? A way to disappear with her treasure and leave her enemies in the dark? The truth about her final years is lost to time. But one thing is clear: Zheng Yi Sao was a force of nature, a pirate who ruled the seas for over a decade and shaped the history of piracy in the East. Her name may not be known by many, but her legend is far from over. What do you think happened to her after she retired? Was she really done with piracy, or did she continue to control the seas in the shadows? Let me know your theories in the comments.